Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. Interesting things have been happening today in DCEU fandom. And yes, it revolves again once around the Snyder Cut. And it just pops up. I mean, there's just a lot of things lately about it. And Mario Robles of Revenge of the Fans had done a pretty substantial article about it, and he hinted about saying that Zack Snyder possibly has been working on it this whole time. This whole time, for 7 months, has been working on it, his own cut version of it, and he says tinfoil hat on. I don't know if that's a tease to us or not, but he did say that. And, other people picked up on it. Screen Rant did an article on it. They picked it up. Justice League rumors Zack Snyder is working on Snyder Cut without Warner Brothers. Even Heroic Hollywood also picked that up. Same thing, has been working on it for 7 months. And great, that's awesome. Screen Rant did another article today, this time from Stephen M. Colbert. Snyder Cut may exist, but what needs to happen for people to actually see it? And in summary, I suggest you go ahead and read it. But in summary, it's pretty much just basically saying that it could exist, or it may exist. Things can be working on it, and Snyder can work on it, and things like that. But Warner Brothers has to distribute it. They're a distributor, which we all know. That's the big if question there, if they are gonna do anything with it. And he suggested DCU streaming service could be a win-win-win. And I agree as well. That seems to be the most logical conclusion to how this thing could be released. If it's not theatrical, they don't want to pay extra money for theatrical. Maybe they don't want to pay extra money for physical copies. Maybe a way to boost a DCU stream service, people to subscribe. That would be probably a very logical conclusion on how that's going to be released if Zack Snyder is truly, and I believe that, I don't know for certain, but I do believe that it's possible that he has been working on it for 7 months, or even a substantial amount of time after Justice League, and that's why he's hinting so much at it and things like that. But according to a scooper, blogger, awesome hero guy, Umberto Gonzales, has said, DC fans, even though I was embarrassed to do so, I ask officially yet again about a Justice League Snyder Cut, and it got deaded. Sorry, but it ain't happening. So Umberto Gonzales graciously went out there to ask for us DC fans, what happened to this guy? Seriously, he was so optimistic and positive about the DCU with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, and for some reason he just turned. I don't know, maybe when he started working for the rap, but in any case, he said it's not happening, and that's nothing new. He said it before. He also calls the Snyder Cut still a workers' assembly, even though we're kind of already past that point. And I'm not really surprised that Warner Brothers is probably not going to give this guy the scoop that he really wants. And there was he said he woke up this morning, he had one scoop, and these other higher scoopers are higher tier scoopers says, well, I woke up with 3, and the other guys say I woke up with 2. The other guy say I woke up with 3. So obviously he's on the lower end of the scooper totem pole. But the guy's gonna say things, and we may or may not believe it, but he is actually creating a little bit of noise, even though it's a negative one, but it is a little bit of noise altogether. So I'm very interested to see what if it does come out, what do they have to say about that. And I know people have been taking receipts and stuff like that, so that's fine, that's whatever you want to do. I just want to see this thing get done. Just want to see this thing get released, or some kind of confirmation, or some kind of agreement, or something from Warner Brothers in any case. So I think I'll take this opportunity to talk about what happened today with me. So like I said in my other video about a Wall Street Journal reporter, and he goes by the name Ben Fritz, he had contacted me, and he's doing a story about the Snyder Cut movement, and he wanted to reach out to me, which he did. So I got to talk to him a bit today over the phone. Of course, I think he was like on a bus, so it kept going in and out, and he kept calling me back. And so he was able to do something discuss with me, he had some, it was simple questions, and he never gave me the intention that, or any acknowledgement to say that this is not is supposed to be private, whatever we talked about. So that's why I'm talking about it with you now. He even openly, publicly asked Fiona and a couple DCEU movie page, which I want to ask them what he talked about, but about what they're going to talk about. So I think it's publicly known. He's not shying away from letting people know that he's interviewing people about the Snyder Cut movement. So, and he never said that it's private. So he just asked me, who am I? YouTube, what do I do? How old am I? And what do I think about the Snyder Cut movement? When did I first see it start to rise? How did I feel about Snyder's movies, even though they were critically panned? And why do I still fight for it? And also if I would continue fighting for it if there was nothing coming up. And or like what would stop me from keep going on. And I've already told you what would stop me from keeping going on. And I told him out straight, I says it would be a Warner Brothers acknowledgement of this movement, and a message they want to say to us, an answer to say, is it coming or not? Are you I already told him I'm honestly, when Warner Brothers changed up the whole production crew, Joss Whedon, Jeff Johns, John Berg, Walter Hamada brought in, all that was in response to, they knew they messed up on Justice League, and he seemed to agree to that. So, and I said, that's their answer for knowing that they, full well knowing that they made a mistake. By going through with Joss Whedon's, nothing wrong with Joss Whedon. I'm just saying that bring him on and things like that. But and that's the end of that story. And so that's what Warner Brothers kind of answer to what they think about Justice League. But I told him I want to know what Warner Brothers intends to do with the Snyder Cut, and he even asked me if I believe there is more to that cut, more of that is shot. And I said, I do believe it. Not necessarily I know if it's true or not, but I do believe it, that there is a mostly formatted, Snyder Cut out there. And he didn't comment on that, but he again just questioned me about more about my movement, not my movement, but our movement. And I said, well, I was just one of the few collaborative people involved in this, and I just found all these people who share the same feelings that I do about the Snyder Cut, about Zack Snyder's movie, about Zack Snyder's vision, and wanting to see it and wanted to just see it to completion, even though Justice League that's in the theatrical was an entertaining piece for a lighthearted, entertaining piece, and more for general mainstream audiences. I understand that, but we just want to see Zack Snyder's vision, his artistic work to come out, because that's to do it justice. No pun. I tried to go around that pun, but it just came back. To do it to serve it justice in a way. And he asked me an interesting question, if I really thought that Warner Brothers was being dishonest, and I'm like, oh, that's hard. I mean, from what they've put out in articles, it shows that they're trying not to be dishonest. They're trying to find ways to go around it politically, and I understand in terms of public relations. But like I said, they've changed their production crew almost in response to saying that they were dishonest. So, and that's why there's people who are fired, even though we're calling Jeff Johns to make his own Mad Ghost Productions as a good thing, which is a good thing for him. But honestly, he's not working on W payroll anymore. So there's that to be said, and I understand they probably will not come out and say that they've been totally wrong, even though they kind of made that statement about Warner Brothers, we shouldn't be copying Marvel and have their formula. So, and he seemed to agree to that. He said he kind of just said and then after the end, he did tell me one thing that was really interesting. He told me that this article is probably going to be done by the round time the week of Comic-Con. So, and I thought that was strange for him to tell me that. And I am thinking, I'm stewing on it. And at first I was like, all right, this is good, some noise. We're making noise enough for that he's reaching out to different people, different levels of people. I'm probably on the lowest level, but different people to ask about the fans, and about the Snyder Cut and things like that. And so just put a part of his article. And I was like, okay, that's great. But then, I start to think like, those articles, these big medias who always say that, oh, they took an actor and actress's quote out of context and they spun it in a negative narrative, and that started me second guessing, like, oh, maybe he's spinning it into a negative article, and oh my God, I helped him do it, and I kind of beating myself, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if he could use anything I said into a negative way. And I know he has a few more people he has to interview, and Fiona being one of them. But I just hope it's not into a negative article. So I started looking back, right? You start going into, all right, who's this Ben Fritz guy? I go on Twitter, see what he's been posting. And there's been a lot. I mean, it's a lot of things about Batman v Superman, Justice League, but they were all factual content. There wasn't much opinion to them, and he pretty much stayed neutral during those articles. So I'm like, okay, that's good. I mean, I hate to have this is not a blogger. This is the Wall Street Journal. I mean, they've been around they made a movie about them. So I thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, I thought it was it might be a good thing or it might be a bad thing, but the one thing I can take away from this is that if this piece he's writing is truly coming out the week of San Diego Comic-Con, or even before that, then this could be our answer we're looking for, good or bad. I'm not saying he's gonna say anything about his Snyder Cut, but I think in this is like, it's not coming out from Heroic Hollywood or Comic Book Resources, or these are not bloggers. This is a Wall Street Journal. And then when you look at that, and I try to find something to pinpoint that this could be an important piece, is that when you go back and you look at April 28th of 2014, Warner Brothers themselves tweeted out Ben Fritz's article. Warner confirms Justice League movie directed by Zack Snyder. Warner confirms Justice League movie plans. Zack Snyder will direct after Batman v Superman. Of April 28th of 2014, an official exclusive article in conjunction with Warner Brothers. Ben Fritz, this guy that I interviewed today, that's telling me there's going to be some type of article coming out that he's writing about the Snyder Cut. It could be just Mel the Moving on the week of San Diego Comic-Con. So this is an exclusive. Does anybody else get this exclusive? Mr. Umberto Gonzales, does he get this exclusive? Boris Kitt, does he get this exclusive? Justin Kroll, does he get this exclusive? Ben Fritz, reporter, as he said, an entertainment reporter in the entertainment industry for the Wall Street Journal, got an exclusive. Zack Snyder will direct Justice League back in the year 2014. The same guy who's telling me he's interviewing people about the Snyder Cut and will release this article about the week of San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know. I'm too tired to put a tinfoil hat on because I'm literally just really half and half, because the one thing I can get out of this is that if it is in conjunction with Warner Brothers, this is the article that Warner Brothers will indeed finally make a statement about the Snyder Cut. Possibly. I'm just saying possibly. that they're finally going to make a statement, good or bad. This is the answer. And I'm glad it's soon, because people are getting on edge. Even myself, I'm getting a little bit on edgy about it. And this is when we can either keep going or we can, finally move on. This is it. Whatever the answers is, I believe this article will be it. Just like how this person wrote an exclusive article with Warner Brothers for Wall Street Journal back in April of 2014, to tell us all, to tell the world that Zack Snyder Warner Brothers plans is Zack Snyder will direct Justice League back then. Yeah. And, for even more, should I wear this? I really should. Okay. I got it back from Dave. Yeah. All right. So, this other thing that Fiona had put on Vero. She, how we like to tell stories with songs, Clay Enos, Ray Fisher, even Zack Snyder. Well, Fiona put one out called Start of Something Good. It's a song, and guess who liked it? Zack Snyder himself. He liked it. He could like the song, sure. He could like the song. But if we put our tinfoil hat on, it protects us from logic. And we go dig a little deeper, and maybe he's trying to say this now is the start of something good. And I truly hope he really means that. And I truly hope this article that the Wall Street Journal is putting out is going to be truly something special. I don't know. I leave that to your interpretation. I really, really do. But on the same wavelength as something special, today I think everybody had pretty much turned in whatever videos that you need to do, and Mr. John Aaron Garza has got everything he needs to put out a special video for the Snyder Cut movement. So I am really looking forward to that. Ready to cry. I know some of his videos, like that release of Snyder Cut, with the music, it really did get me a little emotional. So I expect no pressure, John, no pressure, but I'm expecting something really, really special. So be on the lookout for that. John Aaron Garza is going to get us something really cool. Also, I want you guys to check out one more thing, and that is Comic Movie Marks did an hour kind of special video about the comparisons between Donner and the Snyder fiasco, the controversy here, the conspiracy, They digged in deep about the Richard Donner cut and how he got fired and what went on with that, Margot Kidder's interviews and things like that. It's like eerily very similar to our Zack Snyder movie right now. Yeah, it's really eerie. It's almost same for same in terms of sense. If you replace Margot Kidder with some of the cast from Justice League and so on and so forth, I mean, it's freaky. And it's even more screwy that it's Warner Brothers, the same studio that did it again. All these years, and they've done it again. And it took a while for the whole group of fans to write snail mail letters, written letters, put it in an envelope and stamp, and they did a little funny thing about that. The Comic Movie Marks, it's really enjoyable. I encourage you. I'll put the link in my description below. Check that out. Please watch that video. Great investigative work, guys. I enjoyed that immensely. Even some of your funny bits about Christopher Reeve wearing a shirt says "I love Dick," but that's in terms of really funny. But take a look at that, and it really opens your eyes, and you really will see the similarities and the differences between that and this. I mean, as we know, Superman 2 says directed by Richard Lester, while Justice League still says directed by Zack Snyder. And with the movement nowadays and how quickly people want that instant gratification in terms of technology and how media is spread and how newspapers are no longer newspapers but actually digital sites. Everything is much faster. So I expect it took a while for Warner Brothers to make that statement for the Superman 2 cut, but I don't think it's going to take that long for the Zack Snyder cut. And so I think hopefully it really is the start of something good. All right, guys. Well, anyway, have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I hope you guys eat plenty, see some fireworks, do some fireworks, and be safe. All right, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.